I needed to scribble on and practice my drawing.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thanks, Dwayne.
This computer gonna fire up this morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's 9 a.m. Appreciate everyone being here for our meeting for October 20th. As always, if you would just take a couple of seconds and put your phone on silent, would be well appreciated. We'll have opening prayer by Drew Phillips, and Will say the pledge. But before we do, I would like for us to just take 10 seconds or a few seconds just to kind of pause for a few minutes for a couple of people with funerals today. Chief Jimmy Houston's family that he passed away, and just pray for his family. And also one of the Deputy Scott McDonald's brother passed away as well, and his funeral's today. So if you would, us all stand and just pause for 10 seconds, and then Drew, you can say the prayer, please.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to say thank you, dear Lord, for allowing us to breathe again on this glorious day of October 20th, 2025. And dear Lord, we come before you today with grateful hearts, thanking you for this day. I pray for each of the board members individually and collectively. I ask for your wisdom and guidance as they discuss today's matter. I ask that you grant each of them clarity of thought, fairness of judgment, and compassion in the decision-making. Help us listen with respect, speak with honesty, and act with integrity. Bless this country, community, and our leaders. Keep us united in a purpose and dedicated to the greater good. I pray and ask that you continue to bless the sheriff and his continued leadership. Also, dear Lord, I ask for a special prayer for the bereaved, the Houston family, and the McDonald family, dear Lord, as they go and try and re-strengthen themselves in a time of need. I ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Will?
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Will. Okay, first on the agenda is Mr. Lott, which I think Mr. Clark is filling in for him today. Mr. Clark?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. You have before you, for your consideration, the October 6th, 2025 board minutes. If there are no changes or amendments, I would ask that you consider approving those.
Are there any changes board members would like to talk about? If not, do I have a motion?
I move.
Motion Supervisor Banks, do I have a second? I'll second it. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Moving down to concerned citizens. None. No concerned citizens. Okay, we move on to consent items. Anyone
Motion.
like to remove any items on the consent? If not, do I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve consent.
Motion by Supervisor Griffin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Next, we go to Supervisor Brandon, District 1. Supervisor Brandon, you have the next 4 items.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to include items 40 through 43 to approve these 4 members to the Lost Rabbit URD Board.
Okay, got a motion, got a second. Supervisor Banks.
Question.
Yeah.
The reappointment.
No, this is appointments to positions that had been vacated,
Vacate.
and the board needed to be refilled.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
What's, Mike, how many members on that board?
With the addition of these 4,
Yes.
there will be 5.
Okay, good deal. All right, any other questions? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you, Supervisor Brandon. Election Commission, we got the item 44, additional per diem for election day. So, Mr. Lacy?
Morning.
I'm here on behalf of our election commission in Madison County. Senate Bill 2657 was passed in March of last year, was in effect July 1st, 2025, that the election commission could receive an additional $35 on election day to match up with the poll workers. The poll workers make more than election officials on election day. That's all this is asking for, the board approval.
Okay.
Motion.
Got a motion Supervisor Griffin. I'll second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Thad Varner. Mr. Steve Pittman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Before you today is an intent resolution for the $6.5 million five-year infrastructure borrowing that we've been doing now on an annual basis for the last several years. We will go out with this intent resolution, we'll publish in the paper, notice of sale to obtain interest rates. We'll come back to the board on November 17th and open the bids and select the lowest interest rate for this $6.5 million five-year infrastructure note.
Okay. All right, do I have a motion?
Move.
Motion Supervisor Banks, there's a second.
Second.
Second Supervisor Griffin, discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Bryant? County Engineer?
I don't think mine's gonna be quite that short.
Yeah. But it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It is time for our quarterly engineering updates. So we have our engineers here for, each of them is going to update their project or projects that they have with us. First on our list is Calhoun Station, and that update is gonna be given by Brad with Stantec.
We love pictures.
Wish we could just see them on the wall.
That's right. Hopefully it won't be too long. Good morning, members of the board. Thank y'all for allowing us to come before y'all today. My name is Brad Ingles. I'm with Stantec Consultant Services, and we are working on the Calhoun Station Parkway Reconstruction Project. This project consists of the reconstruction of Calhoun Station Parkway, roughly about 2 miles from Stout Road to Highway 22. It involves converting it from an existing 2-lane to 3-lane. To date, we have finished the design and bid the project. Bids came in within budget, a little under $7.5 million, and hope to award it today. Next quarter, we're looking at holding a pre-construction conference and kind of talking with the contractor when we're going to move forward. And it's a dirt project. Don't typically do dirt work during the winter, so we may be looking towards the spring of next year before we start turning dirt on it, just to give you a forewarning on how. Y'all have any questions? That's all I have for you this morning.
I know the bid was opened last week.
Yes, sir.
And who received the bid?
Hempfield Construction was the low bidder.
And the time frame on that bid was?
The time frame, it's a 250 calendar day project.
So it should be done next year then?
Yes, sir.
It should be finished next
We
year.
should finish the project next year, yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe close to the year end, but
It
Should
shouldn't
be
take, it
finished.
shouldn't take that long.
good deal. Okay.
Good job. That's quick moving.
Yes, sir.
Other questions?
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Brad.
All right, thank you. Next is Stribling.
Next project we have is the Stribling Road project from 463 to DeWeese. This is Garver's project. Shannon's gonna give the update for that one.
Good morning, Board. As Tim mentioned, Shannon Wells with Garver, and I'm assisting the county with Stribling Road from Highway 463 to DeWeese Road. Progress to date since the July update on environmental, we have submitted the wetland report and permit application to the Corps of Engineers. We have not heard back. We submitted about a month ago, so comments or approval hopefully is pending. Skipping down to roadway, we are complete with the roadway model and the storm drainage design. near complete of the preliminary design itself, with the exception of Camden Crossing intersection. We've only been able to take design to a certain point, due to remind you, at the last update, our traffic analysis supports intersection improvements at that intersection, because the projections 20 years out, with the 5-lane project in place, traffic leaving Lake Caroline would experience considerable delays with no improvements at that intersection. So since then, and as when I mentioned that before, it was in the form of a signal or a roundabout. We have taken a deeper dive since the July update, and a roundabout, according to our analysis, will perform better than a signal. So there is a supplemental agreement that's on your agenda that Tim will cover shortly after these updates, that includes the design of that roundabout. That included the right-of-way drawings. We're estimating at about 70% completion. And when I say right-of-way drawings, to sufficient detail to purchase right-of-way and relocate utilities. Regarding utilities, we have submitted a encroachment permit to Delta Utilities for their 12-inch steel gas pipeline that we have to encroach upon with the project. Projecting the next 3 months, on environmental, hopefully we have approval. If not, we will at a minimum have addressed their comments and resubmitted. On roadway, continue development of the preliminary design drawings. We feel at the January update that we'll be pretty close. Maybe not possibly complete, but pretty close, including the roundabout design. On the utilities, we will continue to coordinate with all the Energies and the C-Spires and AT&Ts, and advise them that preliminary design is nearing completion, so that they can schedule design accordingly. And pending approval of the supplemental agreement on right-of-way and survey, we will begin not only title work, but the maps and deeds, the field work related to maps and deeds, where we can get that ball rolling as well. Public involvement, we had mentioned we had met with Hartfield. That was actually before the last update, but this was regarding the current location of their entrance and concerns with leaving it at that location unrestricted. That was a big, required a lot of thought, and they took that under advisement. With the understanding that we would reconvene, and we will attempt to coordinate with them again. Real quickly, as I wrap up on the schedule, you'll see everything orange the orange bars are current, and the navy diamonds are what the July update, what I presented. You'll see that on environmental, I extended that about 3 months. It's not a critical phase to the project, but it'll probably take that long to hear back from the Corps, get the permit. And on the preliminary plans, I extended it 2 months to account for more design for the roundabout at Camden Crossing, should it get approved. Still 2 months short of the original schedule shown in green. That's all I have. I'll stand by for any questions.
Other questions for Shannon?
Just for the public, tell us what intersection the roundabout's going at?
Pending the board approval, it would be at Camden Crossing, the entrance to Lake Caroline with all the trees, split boulevard.
Okay. All right. And what's the estimated construction completion date?
Well, on the where I'm at now, Trey, is there's still unknowns with right-of-way and utilities relocation. We haven't got into that, so I haven't adjusted it. There could be factors that we'll know more about, and this will be adjusted. So I'm still at July of 2027 on end of bid phase, beginning of construction.
And do you think that the federal government shutdown will affect the Corps' response to your?
I don't, because that's a good question too, but the environmental, even if it was 6 months longer than I'm anticipating in this schedule, it still wouldn't. It's running like a parallel track. Right-of-way and utilities are what the critical path for putting this out to bid runs through, not the environmental. It's the type of permit, Trace, called a nationwide. It has a quicker time frame than the other types, because we didn't impact a great deal of wetlands. So it was covered under a nationwide, and they typically go faster.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? If not, thank you, Shannon. Appreciate that update.
We proceed to the other end of Stribling, which is being handled by Michael Baker, and Jay's going to give that update.
Okay. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Just to give a quick update, my name is Jay Stewart with Michael Baker, and like Tim said, we're doing the project from DeWeese on to Catlett Road. And just a quick update of what was complete this past quarter is we have submitted field inspection plans. I actually submitted them this morning, in which upon Tim's review, we'll meet out and then we'll be able to put in the final decision on what right-of-way to acquire and how to proceed with the final right-of-way plans. And we have also about 75% complete with our drainage. We have all the inlets located, just have to fine-tune the pipe sizes and depths on those. But all cross drains have been designed and the locations of all the inlets. The retaining walls that we are submitting, there's 3 of them, and we have got preliminary design, which is gonna be something we'll need to look out in the field just to make sure that that's the route that we want to go. The environmental study the draft has been completed. I'm awaiting the final report on it. I have not been informed of any big surprises, so that's always good. And we have received the preliminary soil report, and which we're waiting on the final, which, as we all know, the dirt's not good. It would probably over half the job will have to be undercut due to the Yazoo clay. And traffic control plans, we have a preliminary plan laid out, just ready to discuss with Tim to get his approval on. And once we have that meeting, which probably normal schedule is 3 to 4 weeks from now, we will be able to go ahead and proceed to final right-of-way. And at that point in time, we would need to start negotiating the maps and deeds and everything for that portion of the job. Like I said, go ahead into the 4th quarter and 1st of next year. We hope to submit the right-of-way plans or become pretty close. And if you look on the 2nd page, the schedule, the original schedule date for submitting field review was in August of 25, which due to the retaining walls and several other factors, it has been pushed to October. So we plan on trying to cut that out since we're getting less right-of-way. Hopefully we can shorten that time down and also proceed on into the development of the quantities and stuff, shorten that time. That's where we plan on making up that 2 months of time, which as of now, we show submitting final right-of-way. Originally it was in November of 25. That will probably be December or January of 26. And do y'all have any questions or comments?
What's your estimated construction completion date?
We have not gotten that far. It has not been changed. It'll be probably the end of 27, mid 27, end of 27. Again, that's something we would probably know a lot better beginning of next year, middle of next year. Have a firm date on that.
Other questions? No. Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
appreciate y'all's
that
time.
Now we're moving to the other side of the county, and next update will be on Weisenberger Road, which is a Neil Schaefer project, and Stan's gonna be giving us the update on that one.
Have to take care of both sides, all of the county. Good morning, Stan.
All right.
Good morning, Board.
Great
Stan Wright
picture.
with Neil Schaefer. Just give you an update on Weisenberger. The main thing is we had, this has got federal money in it, so we're going through an environmental assessment that involves MDOT and Federal Highway. One of the requirements was to have a public meeting, and eventually we'll have a public hearing. But we had a public meeting, the 7th, and it was positive. We didn't have a lot of turnout, but that's not a bad thing. The few comments we received have been positive. We're keeping the comment process open for another week or so, just to make sure people don't want to email them if they want to, or come by and deliver it to our office if they want to. So far though, that was a positive experience. We got a lot of good response from the few people who did show up. So where we are, that process is still going to take to the summer of next year. We have been doing other things in design. One of the main components is a hydraulic analysis. We are going to have to raise the bridge about 5 feet. That will present some construction challenges because we obviously need to keep this road open during construction. We'll be widening it to the south, so that should allow us to build half the road, half the bridge, and keep traffic on the existing, and then put traffic on the new part. And maybe it won't be easy, it won't be cheap, but I don't think closing the road is an option. Our preliminary design is ongoing. It kind of parallels the environmental part of it. So once we get that completed, after the environmental is complete, in a few more months from a design standpoint, we'll go into the right-of-way phase. Right now, we anticipate that lasting through 27. And then of course, we have several utility conflicts that we're going to deal with, several utility companies. It's a very challenging less than 1 mile stretch of project. So we're, all that's ongoing. That being said, we're still on schedule to go to construction in 29. So, and it's, like I said, for that short of a distance, it is a pretty substantial challenge and a, pretty expensive project, but, we do have federal help. And also, we have also applied for, some, funds that possibly could help with the intersection of 51 and Weisenberger. So we'll hear back from sometime probably the beginning of the year on the results of that. So, with that, are there any other questions?
Staying on the funds that you applied for with the intersection there on Highway 51,
Yes, sir.
is that through MDOT?
It's through federal, it's through the US DOT. So MDOT did, help sponsor it because it does affect them, but this is
Right.
a US DOT
Okay.
application. SS4A grant is what it's called.
And also, I know there's many utility companies there y'all are working with. Y'all had a chance to meet with the railroad.
Yes, sir. And the railroad will be more engaged once, we get in more of a design. They want to see our design. They will probably request some funds to do the design. It won't be expensive or anything, but they will probably request some funds to design the actual, the arms and the whole technical part of the gates and everything that go there. But, yes, we are working with them.
Moving back to Highway 51, with working with the feds and MDOT, do you think that work will coincide with the work of Weisenberger Road itself?
Yes, sir. They
Is
would,
that what y'all
they would,
are trying to do?
we would, if we're lucky enough, it is a very competitive grant.
Right.
There's several in the state that applied, and several in the US, and there's only so much money, so we'll see how that works out. And then if for some reason we don't get selected, we can try again next year.
Right.
We can keep trying, as the project progresses. The goal would be to not separate the contracts, just, to potentially build them at the same time.
Okay, good deal. Questions? Stan?
You're gonna build a new bridge to keep the old road open, is that what I'm?
Yeah, we're gonna have to raise the bridge from hydraulic purposes. But what we'll do is, we wanna keep the road open under traffic, so we don't wanna shut the road down when we construct the new bridge. So we'll construct half the bridge at a time.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
Good update.
Thank you, sir.
Now we're moving to the east. We've got Wagner Engineering's coming, and they're going to give us an update on two projects, which is Yandell Road from 51 to Smith Car, and then from Smith Car to North Oak Canton.
All right.
Stan, if you will, maybe here afterwards, come back up and give us an update on the lane that y'all are working on Yandell as well.
Yeah, we love pictures.
Good morning.
Good morning, Derek.
I will be giving an update on, as Tim mentioned, Yandell Road improvements from Highway 51 to Smith Car Road. and then from Smith Car Road to North Old Canton Road. So our contract was executed in November of 2024. As it relates to the contract value for Highway 51 to Smith Car, the contract value was a little over 1.1 million. And from Smith Car to North Old Canton, contract value was a little over 1.5 million. To date, in terms of budget build, we've billed 30% of the contract for 51 to Smith Car, and about 28% for Smith Car to North Old Canton Road. We've continued to move forward with the design simultaneously for both segments. So to date, in terms of actual project progress complete for the design phase, we're about 40% complete combined for both segments. You'll see on slides 3, 4, and 5, I believe that you have, those just show the exhibits that are here in front of you this morning in terms of the actual project limits, and also shows kind of schematics of what the roadway widening will look like upon completion. Slide 6, we show the project schedule, which basically this shows a milestone schedule, which we highlighted key milestones that must be completed during the design phase of this project. Conceptual design that included survey, environmental, preliminary design, and final design. And you'll see in terms of design being completed, we show that being completed in 2026, which we're still on schedule to meet the milestones that you see shown here. Just to dig a little deeper into those milestones, there were specific tasks that support each one of those milestones that we've had to complete. And so to date, we've completed the right-of-way analysis. We've also completed topographic survey. We began coordination with utility providers, which I think there were about 13 or so, which I'll get into that further along in the update. The conceptual roadway design we completed, which was completed a little ahead of schedule. As it relates to the environmental, we had anticipated that being completed ahead of schedule in August, but original schedule showed December of 2025. We anticipate there may be some slippage there, but I'll talk a little bit more about that as I dig into the update as well. Preliminary design, we show that being completed in June of 2026, and then final design being completed in December of 2026. As it relates to the utility providers and utility coordination, we did identify, I said 13 initially, I think there were 16 utility providers that we've identified. And again, we are in the process of that utility coordination with them in terms of identifying any conflicts that may need to be addressed before construction begins. Let's see. As it relates to parcels that are impacted, we identified 73 parcels along both segments that would be impacted. As it relates to the utility survey, again, we're in that process of coordination with them. We did have a coordination meeting with Entergy, and so we've continued to remain in contact with them. They do have a project plan to do some improvements along their corridor to impact their capacity. So we'll be continuing to coordinate with them to make sure that there's no conflicts there as it relates to our project. And again, as it relates to the parcel impacts, we have submitted to Tim as of late last week an amendment to our contract to begin the right-of-way acquisition services. So that's currently under review, and so we'll be looking to hear back from Tim and address any questions that he may have related to that contract amendment, which we are proposing to partner with integrated right-of-way services to assist us with that effort. As it relates to environmental, we did identify some wetlands along the corridor, but those wetlands are not anticipated to be impacted by the project. So we're moving forward with submitting a full permit through the Corps of Engineers. We anticipate submitting that this week. I think I heard earlier in terms of concerns about the government shutdown and the impact that may have on any coordination with the federal departments, and we're in the same situation. We anticipate that, so not sure how that may extend that review process and hearing back from the Corps of Engineers related to that application. So really, in terms of current progress and continued progress, is utility coordination, following up with those remaining utility companies to make sure that we're coordinating with them to mitigate any impacts, any relocation that needs to take place. Continue to move forward with finalizing our preliminary engineering plans and also beginning the right-of-way acquisition phase.
Other questions?
Yeah, Larry, do you have a projected date of contract, releasing the contract, construction? So we show final design being completed in Q4 of 2026, so maybe early 2027.
As far as construction to start on phase 1 from Highway 51?
Yes, sir, to start the bidding phase, yes, sir, early 2027.
All right, on the first phase, and how, you mentioned total, how many parcels? You had 73. Do you have that separated?
Yes, sir.
Phases?
Let's see.
If you don't, that's okay.
Yes, sir. So of the 73, 36, I believe 36 of those are from 51 to Smith Car, and 37 of those are in the Smith Car to North Oak Canton Road segment. So,
Okay, about evenly divided.
So, under construction, you looking to put both of these under construction at the same time, or you talk about the phase 1 projected in starting in 27?
So I think that's something
It's gonna be, one time, I guess it's 2 projects?
Yes,
or
sir.
you gonna try to bid it out in one project?
we've had some initial discussions about that with Tim. I think once we get closer to completion of design and get ready to advertise, we'll coordinate with the county to determine if we want to put both of those out at the same time or if we want to phase them as they're currently broken out into 2 phases or 2 segments.
But I understand by end of 26, the partials will be purchased, and you'll go in construction in 27.
27, yes, sir.
27.
And you'll have the utilities moved and.
Yes, sir. Any utilities that need to be moved or relocated, yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
All right, while you're there, maybe Stan come up and just give us a quick update on the current road there on Yandle.
3-lane.
Yeah, the 3-lane that they're working on, from Clarkdale to Highway 51, or from the school to Highway 51.
Yeah, from the school to highway, well, actually to the school to really the Dollar General, just to kind of give you a,
okay.
I mean, it's not officially the distance, but that's what we're talking about. So where we are now, right away has been acquired that we need for the project. The utility, as far as utility relocation goes, they're all in that process. The critical path is really Entergy, and you know, what Mr. Warren said, you know, they've got a big overall plan. They are currently trying to purchase their own right of way that's just outside, that parallels the right of way that the county just purchased. And they're working diligently to get that done. They can't go to construction until that's complete. If they feel like they might be running into some hiccups, if that's the case, then, you know, I think that there's enough right-of-way for them to be in the back of the county's right-of-way, which is not uncommon.
Right.
But they have gone to a process where they like to purchase their own right-of-way, which is not a bad thing, because then we know for sure that they're out of our
That's
our
right.
project limits. So, as of just recently conversations from last week, you know, they anticipate being maybe late summer for this 2,000 foot of road, not the overall, because that's a bigger project, but this will be part of that bigger project. So, and if that's the case, that's really where our critical path is. So when they're out of the way, then we can go to construction. So we anticipate trying to go get our authorization. There are other utilities that have to be relocated, but I don't think they're in the critical path of energy. So, in that small stretch. So what we anticipate is trying to get authorization to advertise, you know, sometime in the spring. That way, when they're complete we can go to construction. So we're looking at probably going to construction late summer of next. You know, it's really going to depend on when they can have their facilities.
26.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it's not, I know it's a small stretch, but they have about 26 poles. So it's a pretty substantial amount of work for Entergy. And we've been working with them for a couple of years now, and I know Wagner's working with them too, basically on the same thing. And, you know, I'd like to say they're doing everything they can. But that's really gonna be what's the critical path of getting that done. And that construction shouldn't take too long. We are gonna have to make some adjustments because we wanna make sure that what we build doesn't have to be rebuilt when we widen it. So there are gonna be some adjustments because we're building two different type of roads. But that's not gonna affect the right-of-way that's been acquired or the utility conflicts, so.
Okay, questions?
Yeah, I guess, well, we got both engineer companies here. Are there anything, that, you need from Wagner? Wagner, is there anything you need from, what's his name?
Neil Schaefer.
Neil Schaefer, yeah. Neil Schaefer, cause, I don't want, the project being bogged down, just because two engineers, were disagreeing on something. So, don't do that. Don't hold up
No.
the project by something that you already have. Wagner might need it. Make sure you get over there to that. Tim, we gonna have you as the referee of that.
I think we've done relatively well
Yeah.
so far. I think everybody's worked together fine.
Yeah, they've given us their plans that they have to do, so we're looking at it, seeing what adjustments we need to make. So we're in that process now.
Stan has been my direct contact, so he's been responsive, so I appreciate it for that.
I thank you for saying that.
You wear the white cap right there. Make sure you referee.
All right, Stan, before you go though, do you have a quick update on Bozeman?
Yeah, I didn't bring my notes, so I'm gonna have to go off
That's
my
okay.
memory. Right now, we're about 30% complete, and we're on schedule. You know, still finishing probably the spring of '27. I mean, it's a weather,
Right.
project is gonna be based on weather days. The short-term things, we're trying to get Gluckstadt intersection opened up as soon as possible. It's been moving. We got it's a lot of stuff out there. It's an urban project, so we have daily challenges. But we feel like that's possible to open up in the first part of next year.
First quarter?
Hope so, yes, sir. I mean, there's some signal things that have lead times that we're dealing with, but I think the construction of the intersection will be complete by then. It's just as far as the new signal, that'll be dependent on some other things. But the main goal is to try to get the first phase is what we're calling it, where we're building, what you see out there being constructed, having traffic on it sometime in the first quarter of next year.
Okay. Good
So,
deal.
and then they're about to be complete with Reunion Phase 2. It's a beautiful project. Once that's done, that's gonna help traffic. It's gonna have, some people will start taking that route, so that should hopefully make the second phase, go a little smoother.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Darren to
I'm
kind
sorry, I
of give us
didn't
a
mean
quick update on phase two, because we're trying to set a ribbon cutting now.
Yes, sir. So phase two, we're anticipating completion to be, next month at the latest. Still going good. We have submitted a supplemental, agreement, number 3, to Tim for review, as a part of the closeout process. So right now, I think the bridge deck, if I remember, has been poured and is completed. All of the asphalt has been laid. I think there are some areas where We've identified where grass is beginning to take, so we're taking up erosion control, just the things to kind of close out the project and get prepared for the ribbon cutting. So we're still moving along.
Well, the ribbon cutting is, the day is being set in November the 13th.
Okay.
The Business League is actually working on that to see, you know, with the state leaders and the federal leaders and representatives to see, you know, who can make it and who can't. But that's kind of
November 13th.
tentative at this point.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Other questions for Derry? Thank you, Derry.
All right, thank you.
Good update.
Gerald, there is one thing, Mike, I want to talk about as far as Yandell, our project. We do have the right-of-way that's required to build our project. There is one parcel that I think has been filed for eminent domain. It's friendly. That has not been processed yet, but it's needed it's really more needed for the bigger project, the bigger widening. So if you want to add to that.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, good morning.
Good morning.
So back on Yandell to complete it. In order to widen Yandell, we need to take 0.06 acres of land. Very small sliver of land, but it has 59 defendants, 59. I showed the names to you earlier. So we filed that lawsuit. It's friendly, I hope.
Right.
But it's just the litigation bureaucracy. We have to notify, many of the heirs are deceased, so the original owners, so their heirs had to be identified. We've done that, and we've notified them by publication. We've also hired a Madison County constable to serve those that we can find and to mail notice to those that we can find that are not here locally. So we've done that. The land's only worth $6,000 or so. So once we perfect the notification, which we're doing that now, we just tell the judge that all the logical owners have been notified in different ways, and then the judge will appoint an appraiser to go out to make sure it's 6,000 or so, and then once that appraiser report, that's a 10-day deadline for that report, then we'll know what the court's appraiser says, and we'll pay into the registry the money, and then we can ask for a court date to take the property. So we're well on the way.
Okay.
And if there's no objections, we'll be able to take that little sliver of land and finish this area of Yandell.
And that is on Wagner's project, not Neil Schaefer's project.
Well, it's within our limits. So we included it originally in our project just to keep the right-of-way distance consistently. But we didn't necessarily need it for our construction, so we didn't want to hold up, potentially lose funding. So we wanted to proceed on with buying that right-of-way. It just wasn't necessary for our project, so.
Okay, got it. Thank you. All right, Tim?
All right, next project we have is our next federally funded project, which is the intersection of North Old Canton and Yandell, and that project was awarded to Benchmark, and I believe Lon is going to be giving the update on that one.
Good morning.
Good morning, Board. As Tim mentioned, I'm Lon Burt with Benchmark Engineering and Surveying, presenting on the Yandell Road Intersection Improvements Project right there at North Old Canton. During the last quarter, we have made progress on the environmental document. We have submitted Headwaters has submitted the cultural resources study to MDOT. We expect that to be in MDAH's hands for about 45 to 90 days. This project is expected to be a categorical exclusion, a CE. So in the next, say, 3 months, we expect approval on the environmental end, which is the critical path to starting right away.
Right.
Once we start right-of-way acquisition, we will hope to have that complete in about 6 months, on the 7 to 10 parcels that we expect to acquire around the intersection. We have already had the field inspection meeting with MDOT back on October 7th. The meeting went well. We're proceeding with office review plans right now in the design stage. We have been coordinating with both Wagner and Pickering on the west end and east end of the project respectively to make sure everything ties in accordingly. Right now, our critical path is getting environmental approval and proceeding to right-of-way acquisition, getting that done as quick as possible.
Good deal. Questions? From what I hear you say, construction should start in no later than first quarter of 27.
Yes, sir, we expect unless
No
there's a, sir,
No later than the first quarter of 27.
That's our plan,
if
yes, sir.
things go. And how long do you think construction would take?
I expect, around 9 months to a year.
Okay, that's a good deal. And how many parcels do you see having to purchase?
I believe we set up 10 parcels. We're trying to narrow that down and tighten it up as much as possible, but
Right. Okay. Other questions? Thank you.
All right.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Looks
Appreciate
good.
your time.
All right, we keep moving east down Yandell. The final two projects are being done by the same engineer, which is Pickering. That is Yandell from North Old Canton to Bainbridge, and Yandell from Bainbridge to Highway 43. And Rick's gonna be giving that update.
We're waiting to get to Highway 43.
Yes.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Tim mentioned, my name's Rick Ferguson. I work with Pickering, and we have the two projects on Yandell Road. The first one going from the end of Benchmark's project at North Oak Canton. It goes to just past Bainbridge, and what we're referring to as the east segment that goes from Bainbridge to State Route 43. We had a lot of progress on the west project. We completed our environmental studies, so that's done. We submitted the field review plans, the 60% plans to Tim at the, right before our last update. We have gone through that plan review, so we have gotten the go-ahead. We are working on final plans now. BCD completed their geotech investigations, and we have their report and their payment recommendations on the west segment. As I mentioned, we got right-of-way approval. As you can see, we have started the process of generating maps and deeds. That's a preliminary parcel index map. We have a total of 20 parcels. A lot of acquisitions, no relocations, but in grand total, it's almost just a little under 9 acres. So it's a lot of transactions, but in the grand scheme of things, not a whole lot of property. So hopefully we'll have the acquisition process will begin. We'll have individual plats and descriptions to turn over to right-of-way technology. Mark Dye is going to be handling that for us. And then we're going to continue to work on the office review plans and continue with utility coordination. On the east project, we have also completed the environmental study on that, so that's wrapped up. BCD did complete their geotechnical investigations and got us the final report. Interesting to note, everything on the project from about 1,000 foot east of Bainbridge to 12 Oaks Trace is high volume chain soil. Roughly 30% of this project is going to take some sort of mitigation and repair to the existing roadway. But we all anticipated that. We've all driven it. We know what it's like. We knew that was coming. So the traffic control and that kind of stuff on the east segment is going to be a little bit more complicated than you typically see. But other than that, that's nothing that we haven't dealt with before. The work plan for the next reporting period, we're going to submit the field review plans for that segment also. As far as the schedule goes, we really don't have any delays. I did realize that when I built the original schedule, I didn't account and give Tim any time to do any reviews, so I anticipated when we submitted something on Friday, he would review it that weekend and give us the go-ahead on Monday. So, you know, he's a busy man, so, you know, we're gonna experience some pushes in the schedule to give him some more time to review and get back with us on some issues, but, that's all I got.
Okay, projected time of construction.
You've heard this a lot, first quarter 2027 on the west project. There's
On
gonna
the
be
west part.
on the west part. That's the North Oak Canton. We'll pick up where benchmark projects, they'll go to construction. They'll probably be under construction when we go to construction, so there'll be some coordination. We are coordinating with a line as far as a good stopping point between our project and their project. We're both entering the right-of-way acquisition phase, and as I mentioned at the previous meeting, we do have, it's the same property owner on the south side of the road from North Oak Canton all the way on our side of the road. So that acquisition will need to take place. So whoever under one project, either their project or our project, we don't need to be going two separate times to the same landowner.
Okay.
But early, first quarter 2027 on the west project and first quarter 2028 on the east project.
Okay, all right. A lot of orange cones.
Sound like y'all making, very good progress.
Yeah, making good progress.
Very good progress. All right. Other questions for Rick? Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Appreciate the update. Tim, do you have an update on Wheatley Street in Ridgeland? This is one of our projects as well.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning, Board. Be
Morning.
happy to give you a quick update on that. We took bids on that project, put it out for bids a month or so ago. Received 2 bids. Low bidder was Hemp Hill Construction. That's been awarded for $2.8 million, give or take, on the base bid there. The anticipated notice proceeds January 5th, whatever Monday that is, 4th, 5th, somewhere around the 1st of the year. Get started on that. We've got a 9-month contract time. So, you know, that project's moving forward nicely. Majority of that work will take place there from Town Street up to Lake Harbor. So, be a good project. Looking forward to, it's gonna be a headache there for a little while, traffic control, homeowners and stuff in there, but I think we got a good plan.
So that project will be finished in 26 as well.
That's correct. Yes, sir. We got 270 calendar days on that, so 9 months.
Okay, that's a good deal. Thank you for the
questions?
update.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. So Tim, on these, so we'll have 2 projects next year that will be finished, which is Calhoun Station Road and Wheatley,
Yes,
out of these 9 projects.
and we should have another one under construction.
Should have another one. Which one under construction?
I think, didn't we say, we may have Catlett and we may have Yandell.
Okay.
The first phase of Yandell.
Yeah.
So,
All right, thank you.
all right. Next item I have, which is under business, will be supplemental agreement number 1 for Stribling Road from 463 to Deweese. This is a supplemental agreement to Garver's contract in the amount of $679,343.45. It's for right-of-way acquisition services, the design of the roundabout they mentioned. It's also for a new entrance into Hartfield neighborhood, as well as some alternate roadway design analysis that they did. The original contract was for $803,000 with this supplemental agreement, and the revised contract is $1.482,343.45.
Okay, and this is all having to deal with the roundabout.
Some of it's roundabout, then some of it is impacting Hartfield neighborhood, which is the
Right.
neighborhood right there at 463. Yep, and we're trying to figure out an alternative route, which may end up being a road itself. So that's worst case scenario, the amount that's in here. If we can find a shorter route, then that amount won't be funded, but at least over half of this is right-of-way acquisition.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Baxter. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, next. Thought you had a question there for a second.
No.
All right.
Just an item.
Next item is the award of the bid for Calhoun Station reconstruction project. As Brad mentioned, we had 5 bids last week. The low bid was Hemp Hill Construction for a bid of $7,422,800. Ask that the board award this and authorize the board president to sign the contract.
Got a motion from Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second? I'll second it. Can you get them down to 4 million?
I wish.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
All right, next item I have is the final plat of White Oak Farms Phase 1 revised. This Phase 1 was originally approved on April 21st of 2025 by this board. The developer is asking to revise the plat to change the land that their private road sits on from an easement to a dedicated common area that the HOA will maintain. Other than that, the plat remains the same.
Do I have a motion? Motion Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Griffin. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
All right. Next item is the final plat of Mill Bridge 1A of Caroline. It's 38 lots on 16.74 acres. Letter of credit is here and will be given to the Chancery Clerk's office here momentarily.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Baxter. Do I have a second? I'll second it. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Final item I have is the construction engineering and inspection contract, the CE&I contract for Calhoun Station Parkway. This would be with Stantec Consulting Services for a fee not to exceed $456,579.67.
Move.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second? I'll second it. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed. Tim, I would like to say, thank you for the updates on with the engineering projects, because it sounds as if all of them are definitely working with their projects and moving it forward, and a lot of the construction is going to start in year 27. So
There will be there's going to be a
have
lot of work headed our way in the near future.
You're right. So I want to thank each engineering firm. Appreciate y'all's efforts and priority of these projects, because they are a priority of the counties, and appreciate y'all giving these updates, because they are very helpful to this board and to the public as well, because we are moving forward with them. Thank you very much.
And I will have some more, as a couple of the engineers mentioned, some more supplemental agreements for right-of-way acquisition coming in the very near future.
Good deal. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Got a word to say why the engineers are still here. I just want to kind of piggyback up on what Gerald said. Thank y'all for going out there, working hard, fast. The ones that have projects on Yandell Road, don't let nothing hold you up. and I'm saying this straight, open board meeting. If you let something hold you up and this board don't know about it, I'm gonna be mighty angry. Cause traffic is bad. We got to get this project done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that will go along on the west side as well, with what Paul said. So anyway, all right. Mr. Weeks?
Mr. President, Board, good morning.
Good morning.
First item, the only item I have is a preliminary plat for Livingston Landing Phase 1. It's located on Highway 22, Supervisor District 2. This is 43 lots in a planned unit development.
Do I have a motion? Motion Supervisor Baxter. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
All I have.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Espy.
Have 2 items and something for executive session that's very quick litigation. The first item, a few meetings ago, this board approved the modification in the scope of the macro project. And it went from one thing to another thing, but it was related. So the board approved that the $2 million in ARPA money could be used to shift to the other project. So that's done. Before you is the sub-award agreement for the Environmental Quality Agency to approve the scope of the changes project. So that also involves the $2 million award from them to us as a pass-through entity, where if they approve it, then we'll shift that money also to MACWA. So this just authorized the board president to sign the request to MDEQ to change the scope of the project. It's what you've already done.
Okay. Motion Supervisor Banks, I'll second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed.
All right.
62.
Yeah, so it says on the agenda, discussion of tax exemption. So I want to defer the discussion, so I'm not going to do that today. But what I would like to do is to ask for your authority to give to me, to ask for an Attorney General's opinion, an official AG opinion on tax exemption, which we'll then use when we get it back to inform our board policy. So we've been back and forth. I've talked to our tax assessor on this, and so not going to discuss it today, but I would like authority to ask for an AG's opinion, and then I will work with the tax assessor to form the wording of that opinion. So we're both together on what we're asking for. Then once we receive it, then we'll have the discussion.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion. Who made the motion? Motion Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Griffin. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
I have quite a few things for you this morning, it seems. Item 63 is a request that this board approve a modification of the cooperative agreement with the city of Ridgeland for Wheatley Street. You just heard the gentleman stand up and tell you it was a 9-month contract. Notice to proceed is January 5th, I think is what he said, which means it will not be done until, say, October of next year. Our contract with them, or our agreement with them, would need to be extended into the end of 2026 to allow for them to submit the reimbursement requests.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks. I'll second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Okay, item 64 is the MCWI reimbursement request. It's the same grant that Mr. Espy just mentioned. This is a request from MACWA to submit a reimbursement request to the state. Now, they have also offered to sign all that paperwork themselves and not send it, or not involve the county in the approval process. That would be entirely up to y'all. My suggestion would be for us to see it, and at the very least, I sign it if y'all would prefer. You know, we can do it through a board meeting and the board president can sign it. Either option works, and to be honest with you, I don't know that there's anything wrong with having them sign it. It's just an internal control issue.
Is this with the ARPA money?
Correct.
All right, I'd rather for it to come through the board, through you, through the board, because we're actually responsible for that money. Not anyone else, but this board.
Correct.
So I'm not sure what you're asking for here, but.
Two things. First would be to approve this reimbursement request.
Okay, so we need to do that. So I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second motion.
All right, got a motion, got a second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Okay, and then the second question to this board is kind of a policy question of how would y'all like to go about submitting that reimbursement request? It can come through me to the board, it can come through me and stop there, or it can just stay at MACWA.
It needs to come through you to the board
To the
where
board.
we have it on our minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Would be, probably the best thing, because,
Second, okay.
all right, we need a motion on that.
It would, yes, sir,
I got a
preferably.
motion, got a second, Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
All
'Cause
right.
we will get audited on that money.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. It'll be a part of the single audit. Any entity that spends more than $750,000 of federal dollars is subject to what they call the single audit, where they look at all your federal money. So it will be a part of the audit, yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, item 65 is a request this board acknowledge the interlocal for tax collecting and assessing with the city of Canton. Y'all have approved it. They have approved it. Now we're just acknowledging that it's done.
Move.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Griffin. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Okay, item 66 is a request to approve pro forma order. This is something we've done, I think 5 or 6 times since I've been here in the last 3 years. This is just to hire a new extension service agent or 4-H agent at the Mississippi State Extension Service.
I make a motion. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks. Discuss. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, item 67, as you can see on your agenda, the attachment there is a letter from the drug court asking for 10% of our opioid settlement funds. That amounts to $21,600 and change as of right now. Just so y'all are aware, that is, for all intents and purposes, general fund money. The state has taken care of all the remediation that was required by the settlement. 70% of that money's got to be spent on remediating the opioid crisis, but the state cut a check to the University of Mississippi Medical Center opioid clinic. So when we get the money, it's for us or y'all to do as you see fit. The request from the judge.
For approval. Do I have a second?
I missed some of what you said on us spending this money. It got to be spent on
You can spend it on whatever you'd like.
whatever we like.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how much you think we got?
216,000 total. The request is for 10%, which is 21,600 and change.
Okay. That circuit court, we received a letter from Judge Stacy O'Neill requesting some of these funds back a few months ago. So if we gonna get circuit court some and youth court needs some, I think we need to share with them also. Look back in your record and find out where that letter came from, Judge Stacy O'Neill, with the email.
Sure.
And if you will, and find it, just have it at our next meeting.
Absolutely.
You want to do it all at the next meeting, is what you're asking, or you want to approve this at this point?
Well,
I don't have a problem with,
me either.
I don't have a problem with either way, you know.
Well, he not, circuit clerk probably not pushing that, needing this 21,000 to do anything. Why don't we do it all next meeting then?
I'm good with that. If you can have it all together at the next
Sure.
meeting.
It shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Other questions, other discussion on this? Okay, at this point, we're just gonna table that to the next board meeting.
Works for me. Item 68 is a request to appoint Brittany Brown as the debt offset coordinator. Oh.
Motion, whoever it is.
Brittany Brown is one of the justice court clerks. This is that MAS program where we go take your income tax return, your state income tax return, if you owe us a court fine. We need somebody down there to kind of oversee that program, and Ms. Brown was the recommendation from the justice court clerk and is more than qualified to do the work.
Motion.
Got a motion Supervisor Griffin. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Okay, item 69.
Could we back up to number 67 there? I know it was tabled, but I didn't get who made it.
Well, I was gonna bring that back up. You know, actually, come to think about it, we probably need to go ahead and approve this one
Motion.
today. Got a motion Supervisor Griffin, second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed. And then bring the other two back,
Yeah.
or three.
Absolutely. All right.
Did they get you?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Great. All right, item 69. As this board is aware, we have mostly finished construction at Sulphur Springs Park of the softball field and concession stand. As part of that project, we were looking to, in some way, kind of adorn the outside of the concession stand. We were talking signs, realized those would probably get defaced, so we settled on painting. What we would like to do, though, is have the Vilma Jackson art class do the painting. So we've got the paint, the right colors and the brushes and the stuff, drop cloths and all that goes along with it. This is a request to transfer that property to the Madison County School District so the Vilma Jackson art class can paint the Vilma Jackson logo on the Sulphur Springs concession stand.
There you go.
Make that motion.
Got a motion Supervisor Griffin, second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Okay, item 70 is
we have a letter, I mean, this is great, but it's also, you're donating something to another entity in regard to them doing something for us. So it just needs to be written. Could we have some sort of memorial? I'm not saying irlocal, but it just has to be.
A
Can I give you
request.
Can I give you a paragraph?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
All right.
Okay, item 70 is 2 assistant receiving clerk appointments. This will complete our overhaul of the acquisition and distribution of resources for Madison County, which is a complicated way of saying with this, we're gonna deliver stuff where it goes, rather than delivering it up here and then us delivering it out from here. That seems silly.
All right, do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
All right, item 71 is a request for this board to authorize the re-advertisement of the boardroom renovation.
I'm gonna make that motion because we just need to be up to date. If you will, revisit that and just, let's see.
Second the motion.
Second, Supervisor Banks, discussion.
I'm gonna reiterate what I said last time. This office, this room is used for what, maybe 12 hours a month. As of right now, I see exactly 1 citizen in this boardroom, and he brought his own chair. So I don't think he really cares what our chairs look like. This is nice furniture. I don't feel like anyone today was denied any, how you say, privilege from seeing the displays from our engineers, since we could see them all just fine. I personally think this is doing something for our own comfort that is unnecessary. I find my chair comfortable. I find the desk an appropriate height and depth and useful. Spending this money to redo this boardroom would be akin to spending county funds to repave our own driveway. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's a good use of county taxpayer funds, and I cannot in any shape, form, or fashion support it.
Okay. Greg, in most of this is IT upgrades.
Yes, sir. The
Yeah, most of it
overwhelming
is.
majority of it, at least based on the plans we had last time, were for tech upgrades.
How much?
How much of the total price was the tech?
No, just how much in total?
The total bid came in at about $330,000, if I remember correctly, which I did.
But we'll have to send that back out.
We're gonna have to send it out, and we're gonna look at whether the tech has changed, whether there's something we can do a little differently.
And I know Supervisor Brandon, mentioned chairs. This is more than chairs. This is more updating than chairs. Whether we keep the chairs, be fine with me. This is more updating IT issues to where we can just be brought up to date for the public as well, people that come in and see it. And again, the day is just like the road projects that we had. We had screens to put them on, the public could come and see as we talk about them, and it would be very helpful. So that's the reason I'm supporting it, just because of more of the IT updates, so.
I would like to reiterate what Casey said and just add that I'm comfortable in this room twice a month, and that $330,000 of taxpayer money can be better utilized somewhere else, in my opinion.
Well, I just saying to just like the engineers came in and put down those cardboards, it'd been a lot easier if they would have had it up on a string. When they put it on the board, only somebody could see it then with us. If you had it on a string somewhere, people here, people always at home could see it. So I'm looking to.
Is all that stuff not postable on Facebook? I mean, every single one of these had a link with it.
Yeah, after the meeting.
With stuff that's 10 inches from your face. We don't need to be able to see it. And anybody who's watching at home could always look on Facebook or any other social media for it to be posted later. Or in the agenda, if they were following along at home, it's open to the public.
And I also want to reiterate, this room is used more than just the board of supervisors' rooms at different times. So it's just not the board of supervisors.
Are we gonna provide
So-
technical support for
Oh,
every one of those meetings?
Hold on one second. So we're actually updating for everyone, not just the board of supervisors. Supervisor Brand?
Are we going to provide technical support to every single person who wants to use this boardroom to be able to use this technology? Cause I don't think, I'm not gonna speak for Dwayne, but I don't think he would want anybody just coming in here messing around with his screens and his computer systems and whatnot. So I imagine he is involved at any time anything is put on Facebook, not on Facebook, but on YouTube, like our meeting is now. So are we going to include a dedicated person to be on call for whenever somebody needs this technology in this room?
At this point, sir, I have no intention of adding personnel.
No, I'm just saying, you know, we're not gonna just let everybody touch this.
It just, it's just a different of opinion.
And that's okay,
That's
that's
all
why
what
we
this
all
is.
here.
And
Well,
also-
I'd be interested in seeing the cost of moving, you know, into this century with technology.
That's right.
So has the motion been seconded?
It has.
Okay.
It has.
That,
And-
you know, I think we should upgrade, the technology in
That's
this
right.
room. I'm not interested in changing chairs and nothing like that.
You know, that's just an easy way of,
You know, I think it's ridiculous, the city, in fact, that we would, why don't we get rid of the, iPads? You know, let's go back to paper. You know,
As long as I'm not the one putting the notebooks together, I'm okay with that idea.
you know, you always, you know, if you're against something, you always can use something like chairs, desks. Guys, the chairs and desks in here are fine.
How long is the renovation going to take?
It's not anything.
Not entirely certain yet on duration.
we'll see when we take the bids.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay, that's
Okay. That's it for me.
All right,
Do
thank
have
you,
a
Greg.
thing for executive session.
All right, son,
killer deal.
comptroller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In addition to the budget amendments you had on the board agenda, I'm asking for one additional budget amendment of $3,000 from the general fund to Fund 188. Fund 188 is a new grant fund for Judge O'Neill, and she just needs some startup cash.
Okay, I'll make a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Second, Supervisor Griffin, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
The next two items is the general claims docket and one payroll docket.
I'll make a motion. Do I have a second?
Sorry.
Second by Supervisor Banks, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? You on item 75?
Yes, sir. Okay, and number 75 is approval of the fleet core claim docket.
Okay, can I get a motion?
Got a motion?
Is there a second? I'll second, all in favor? Aye.
Item number 76 is the approval of the quarterly opera report.
Move.
Got a motion, Supervisor Banks. Second, Supervisor Griffin, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
77, back in September, you authorized me to do the final budget amendments for FY '25. I've done that, and that's ready now for your approval.
Do I have a motion?
Got a motion?
Motion Supervisor Griffin, second Supervisor Banks, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item 78.
Yes, sir, that is the approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the month of no, that should have been for the month of September.
Move.
You should have
Got a
typoed
motion
in.
Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Brandon, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, Mr. Clark?
Nothing, Mr. President.
All right, Sheriff Tucker sitting on the end. Wayne, Mr. President. Anything you got? Thank you for filling in today, Wayne.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir,
it.
anytime.
You bet. Old business? New business? Do I have a motion for closed termination?
Move.
Motion Supervisor Banks, do I have a second? I'll second. Discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Do I have a motion for executive session?
Move.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks, I'll second. And we're going in for what reason?
Litigation from me and economic development.
Litigation and economic development.
Yeah, litigation, economic development.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed.
Oh, yeah.
We are now in the executive. Hey, thank you, Dwayne. We just come out of executive session. Mr. Clark?
Yes, Mr. President, in executive session, the Madison County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to approve a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Madison County, Mississippi, granting a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and approving and authorizing the execution of a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax agreement pursuant to Mississippi Code Sections 27-31-104 and 27-31-105, parenthetical 2, for a new electrical power generation facility to be constructed, developed, and operated in the county by Entergy Mississippi LLC and related matters.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. If there's not anything else, do I have a motion to adjourn to November the 3rd at 9 a.m.?
I'll make that motion.
Motion Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Brandon. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Meeting has been adjourned.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Next week, that's